Y'all, it turns out that Benzino has been sending some serious threats to Coi Leray and her mom, and Coi is finally exposing him big time. It also looks like Ari Fletcher may just be getting back together with G Herbo, and fans are clowning her like crazy. Talk about a mess. So Coi Leray recently released her debut album titled Trendsetter, and she has been pretty excited about it because that's all she's been talking about on social media. I mean, if I were releasing an album, I'm pretty sure I'd be excited too, especially since she managed to get that Nicki Minaj collab on the album. But the day before the album was supposed to drop, Coi took to Twitter to reveal some very disturbing things about her dad. Now, for those who don't know, Coi's dad is Benzino, and well, it looks like they have a pretty rocky relationship. In fact, Coi took to Twitter to reveal that Benzino had been threatening her and her mom because Coi said he was broke. For context, she went on The Breakfast Club and the topic shifted to her father and how she grew up, and here is what she had to say about that.
The silver spoon situation, my dad lost the source when I was like 9, bro. Like once it was gone, I was old enough to understand life. And it was gone after that. Like reality hit, we're broke and we're figuring things out.
But it looks like Benzino did not like being called broke at all by his own daughter. And according to Coi, he started to threaten her and her mom. She revealed this in a long Twitter rant saying, "I hate to bring this to social media, but my father needs to stop. Sorry if I offended you on Breakfast Club, but don't treat me or my mom because you hate to admit that we went broke after the source." She continued, "My dad is texting my mom threatening her and me because I said that he went broke on the Breakfast Club on the day of my album release. The devil is working. This is a perfect example of when everything is going so good, here he comes being weird, trying to mess up somebody's life." She also said, "Build a bridge and get over it. That's why I never mention his name coming into the industry because he can't get over his past and don't even recognize how much he's damaging when he does this stuff." But she didn't stop there, saying, "I'm your only daughter. You worried about being called broke on the day of my debut album? You ain't even text me congratulations. You so bitter and evil, I'ma pray for you." She concluded by saying, "He texted my mom threatening her, talking about some watch, grow up. You was just trying to get her to do growing up hip hop. We don't want that life. She's trying to be here for me and support me while you trying to find every way to beef with me and suck the life out of me. I'm tired." Okay, now there is a lot to unpack here because from these tweets, it's pretty obvious that Coi and Benzino haven't exactly had the best relationship in a while. And I kind of get why Benzino would be upset and humiliated by Coi saying that he went broke, but he definitely went too far by threatening her and her mom, if that's true. Benzino also took to Twitter to throw shade at Coi, saying, "The problem with this social media generation is they have no respect or regard for who came before them and how they laid the blueprint for them to be successful." He continued, "I'm tired of this old talk. Hip-hop is over 40 years young, and the ones who appeal to older and younger will be the most successful. Anyone who thinks that because you're in your 40s and 50s you should just go sit in a rocking chair and still don't live out and pursue their dreams and aspirations are idiots." This is just so messy, and I think that they need to sort out their issues. Fans have different thoughts about this though. A fan said, "You gotta know you can't talk about your pops even if he did go broke. That ain't nobody business." This other fan was on Coi's side and said, "He doing the most for nothing. Just need to leave y'all alone at this point." But what do y'all think? Who is actually in the wrong? But anywho, let's move on to some new news about Ari Fletcher and her baby daddy G Herbo. I know it seems like every single time we talk about these two, there's some major insane drama going on between them, but it looks like things are kind of cooling down between them. Well, at least for now, that is. We all know that these two can never seem to get along. So as y'all may know, they dated for a while a couple of years ago, and then they broke up in 2018, not long after Ari gave birth to their son Yosan. Now, a couple of months after this, Herbo was charged for hitting Ari and causing her to sustain some injuries. Now, at this time, they were already broken up, and Herbo soon started dating Tana Williams, who is the daughter of Emily B. Ari clearly didn't like the fact that Herbo was dating Tana, whatever her name is, and even though she hasn't exactly come out to say this, she has kind of hinted strongly at it. Unfortunately for her, it looks like she is going to have to keep dealing with Tana because Herbo and Tana have a kid together, and she is currently pregnant with their second child. So even if Herbo and Tana break up, Tana is always going to be in Ari's life one way or another. But back to the topic, Ari and Herbo have had some pretty intense fights on social media because we all know how Ari has been blowing up at Herbo on social media in the last couple of months. She also hinted that Herbo was an absent father when she posted this picture of your son and captioned it, "As long as you got me, you don't need nobody else, and mommy ain't going nowhere." Things soon got worse from here because she and Herbo got into this insane fight online because Ari accused Tiana of hurting your son. on. She wrote, "How about you tell the truth for once? Tell them how my son came home with a scar on him and saying that Tiana did to him while you wasn't home, even though he told you out his mouth that she did, and he was crying and she didn't help him and she's mean to him and he don't like her, and that happened when you wasn't home." She continued, "I gave you a whole week to handle it as a father. You or her never called me about the situation. I called back to talk to her and tell her that she can't be around my baby, and you sat up and said in front of her that my baby was lying? You said, how you gonna see your son if he can't be around her? That's why you haven't seen your son for real." Child, this is a hot mess. So Ari pretty much confirmed that Herbo is an absentee dad, that he is absent from your son's life because he picked Tiana over your son. This is just a lot to deal with. But Herbo was clearly not having any of this because he went on the Shade Room comments to defend himself and clear up the facts. He commented, "If y'all believe I'll let anybody on earth mistreat my son, y'all stupid." So basically, he's saying that Ari is lying and that things didn't happen the way she said. The whole thing was just messy, and fans were super surprised to see Herbo at your son's 4th birthday party. Now, I gotta admit that I wasn't really expecting Ari to be so cool with having Herbo there because of how they left things after the last argument about Tiana allegedly hurting your son and how Herbo picked her over your son. And I wasn't the only one that was surprised because so many fans were shocked as well. In fact, some fans seem to think that she has gotten back together with Herbo. A fan tweeted, "The hot and coldness of Ari and Herbo makes me think that they still play footsie under the table. Y'all was just cursing each other out last week. Now y'all at the baby birthday party playing Jenga? Okay." This other fan kind of agrees with this and said, "G Herbo still love Ari. He gonna make a new song about her soon." Now, I don't think that they are together because as far as we know, Herbo and Tiana are still very much together. However, I don't think that it would be insane to think that Herbo and Ari may be doing something on the low, if you know what I mean. Oh, and before y'all get in the comments and saying that there's no way that this could happen, let me remind you that Herbo cheated on Tiana with Ari a while ago before they had the argument that led to him hitting her. I just find it insane that he left Ari for Tiana and then cheated on Tina with Ari. These celebs be wildin'. I'm not going to say that Ari and Herbo are definitely hooking up low-key with sneaky links. I'm just saying that there's a chance that that's what's going on. I mean, they've done it before, so what's to stop them? Also, I do think that Ari did the right thing by letting Herbo attend your son's birthday party because it was obvious that the kid really wanted Herbo there. And Herbo is finally getting a chance to rid himself of the image of being an absent dad. But even with all of that, I still think it's kind of suspicious, but I'm not gonna overthink it because if there's one thing that we know about Ari and Herbo, it's that one of them is gonna get mad and then spill some major tea online, and we just have to wait for that to happen. And going by their past records, I don't think that we'll be waiting very long. But while we wait for that to happen, make sure y'all check out this other video if you want some insane celeb drama.